Good evening. I'll wait for more people to join us. Please allow 5 minutes or so. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Happy New Year for year 2024. For those who has been following our webinars for the past year, I hope the last year has been insightful for you. And this year would be an exciting year to look into investing in the UK as well. As we can see from the market generally, it is going to the right direction. Interest rates from many banks are now stabilizing. And today, I'm very excited to share with you a webinar on a new location and to unlock the gateway to UK property ownership from just £168,000. So that would be approximately under 400K Singapore dollars. And for those of you who has been looking to get a entry into the UK investment market, this will be a good option to look at. For those of you who has been investing massively in the UK, this would be another location that you could look into to diversify your portfolio. We are looking at development in city center Sheffield today, University City, and completion is very soon, which is end of February next month. So a fairly immediate rental for you for this investment opportunity. Um, so let me share with you on the agenda for today's webinar. And for those who are new to Select Property, hello, I'd like to introduce more on Select Property as a company, as a developer, what we do, what are our services, and also introduction of Select Property Brokerage. We'll look at the exclusive opportunity in Sheffield. And if Sheffield is a fairly new market for you, I'll introduce you the database and the data in Sheffield and what are the property market like and what are the prospect in terms of a return on investment as well as your future prospect. We'll look at why Sheffield and why Velocity Tower. And of course, this would be actually the first webinar for this development across Asia, Southeast Asia. So very happy to offer a special offer for those who are interested to take the first movers advantage into this development. So about Select Property. Now, Select Property was established in 2004. And Select Property, we are a UK-based developer headquartered in Manchester. So we are a developer headquartered in Manchester with offices across the world in Dubai, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and a satellite office in Malaysia. We are a more investment and experience-led developer in the market, and we have been building, helping our clients to rent, collect rental, and reselling for the past 20 years now for investors worldwide. So a very strong track record there, known in the market as well. And today we have over 15,000 global properties sold with 2.8 billion pounds of property sold. And in terms of rental, we have achieved over 240 million pounds for our investors worldwide, with global offices across the world as we want to be close to our investors. And as mentioned, we're headquartered in Manchester, with offices in Dubai, in Shanghai, and in Hong Kong. So we do assist investors worldwide and have been doing that with a strong track record there. And one thing worth to mention is that we are a bit different from traditional developers in a manner that we develop, we sell, and we manage. And I believe for most investors, like us, as we invest outside of our home country, we want to make sure the property investment are in good hands, especially in terms of renting out, in terms of after-sale services, in terms of reselling in the future. So this is what we pride ourselves in doing. Apart from selling the development for you, we do help in terms of management, in terms of renting. And if you wish to exit your property, say 5 years down the road, 20 years down the road, we're here to help you to resell through our brokerage team. So for clients who know me, I've been assisting my clients since day one in terms of updating their portfolio, in terms of assisting their clients when it comes to completion, mortgage, renting out, and even reselling when you wish to exit. And personally, to me, that is a very important aspect when it comes to any investment. And to introduce Select Property Brokerage. Now, Select Property, we are a developer, so we do have our own developments that we built and that we sell as well. But apart from that, we also work with partners, developer partners, which qualify to our standards. So we do help our partners to sell the properties. And for this instance, for Velocity Tower, this is a partnership between Select Property and our partner Select Group in this manner. So this is a sale of development through our Select Property brokerage. So Select Property, we focus in, apart from creating luxury property brands, we also work with highly qualified third-party developments with extensive due diligence that we have done and that meet our criteria in terms of a certain standard and in terms of certain credibility that would generate certain returns for our investors. So what are these strong criteria then you may ask? So primarily we qualify our partners through developments that are in strong city center location. So for those who follow Select Property, you would know that our developments are always in central locations that can provide a strong capital growth potential as well, strong rental yield, as well as a year-on-year rental growth, a high specification of finishing, a good level of amenity, and completion within 12 months that we're looking at. With furniture packs available, as well as rental management options available. So as you can see, we qualify our developments in partner through the brokerage, through features that would generate investors good returns and good prospect. And these are the features that typically comes with development that would generate you good returns, strong location, good amenities of certain quality, as well as ease of management in terms of renting out and reselling. So let's look into the exclusive opportunity in Sheffield. Now, a fun fact, personally, I do used to study in Sheffield. So this is a city that's very close to my heart as well. A very good city to look at in terms of growth too, from investment point of view. Fast facts of Sheffield as a city. Sheffield has a population of 746,000 as of today, and we are looking at a growth of 6,000 since 2022. So Sheffield is actually going through a vast addition of population in the past 2 years. And this is located in North UK, South Yorkshire. And for those who are familiar with UK market, the Northern UK has been heavily supported by the Northern Powerhouse, where the growth in terms of the northern cities are benefiting from this support from central government, including Sheffield. And Sheffield is also known as a university city. We do have a few main universities under the Sheffield Hallam University Group in Sheffield, which is Sheffield Hallam University and Sheffield University. So these are both under the Russell Group. Sorry about that. So that to qualify as a Russell Group, universities do have to have a certain level of academic achievement, a certain level of ratio between local students and overseas students as well, and of course certain prospect in line. So that's why Sheffield is known as the university city because of achievement of both university under the Russell Group University. And of course, Sheffield has also one of the highest student retention rate, about 40%. So about 40% of postgraduate from these universities actually stayed back in Sheffield to find for work opportunities. So this contributes to the rental demand, the workforce within Sheffield that would benefit your investment in a very direct manner. And Sheffield, on the bonus side, is also known as the greenest city in UK. Sheffield is the fourth largest city in the UK, so it's often called the Steel City due to its long history of steel production. And it is increasingly being known as the outdoor city now for this feature. And this is the only UK city with a national park, the Peak District, within its boundary, making it one of the top destinations for outdoor sports enthusiasts as well. And it is praised for its wide open spaces, made of trees and renewable energy use. I do recall that was the impression that Sheffield gave me when I was studying, but that was many years ago. But Sheffield remained its charm as a green city. And in terms of top university, now we all know that university plays an important feature in benefiting any property investment. So by investing in a university city in Sheffield, it gives you good prospect in terms of rentability on year rental growth as well as your capital gain. And Sheffield ranks 60th globally on the QS World Universities ranking list of best student cities, and every year more than 15,000 students graduate from Sheffield's universities. And 40% of these students actually choose to stay in Sheffield to work. About 6,000 graduates join Sheffield's workforce every year. So that's a very good number. This has resulted in 31% of Sheffield population to be aged under 30, and these are also the dynamic of groups that would be looking to rent, typically in the UK. As they go into their older years, they would then just buy buildings for their own stay. So these are very good long-term tenants prospect, very sustainable for your property in Sheffield. And looking into more detail of the stats, these are very recent stats. Also on the economic growth for Sheffield as a city, we have seen that Sheffield economy has doubled in size in 20 years. And the gross domestic product GDP is at £16.4 billion as of 2022, and GDP forecast to increase by 63% by 2035. And why is that so? Because currently Sheffield is also undergoing a very major strategic master plan, which we have seen good results in terms of, for example, population growth, GDP growth as well, and in terms of year-on-year rental increase that I'll touch on later. So Sheffield is now undergoing that phase following the Sheffield City Centre strategic vision. So GDP is also forecasted to increase by 63% following these measures. And if we look at this news on Yorkshire Times, Sheffield is identified as UK's second fastest growing city in terms of economy. And this is, if we look at the growth rate, we are looking at a 12.4% growth. And these are to get into the context of it, 12.4% is a very high growth because it's 3 times faster than London and even higher than UK national average. And international students contribute about £120 million per year to local economy through the universities. And especially in Southeast Asia, like Singapore, Malaysia, we do know that a lot of renowned local universities, we do have partnerships, we do have bridging programs with universities in Sheffield because of their reputation. So all these contributes to the success of Sheffield as a university and investment city. And we look at the in terms of career, what industries the job market is in Sheffield. Advanced Manufacturing and Innovation District is said to be the UK's largest research-led advanced manufacturer cluster, and these are all based in Sheffield. We've got McLaren, Boeing, Rolls-Royce as well, and industrial sector of logistic, aerospace, banking, finance, professional services, healthcare technology are also the major industries in Sheffield. And these are where many of the postgraduate in Sheffield has chose to stay in Sheffield instead of going to other cities because they would be looking to work for these major corporate giants to advance their career, which is why the demand for apartments to rent in Sheffield is actually a lot higher than the current supply at the moment. And that is always the best time to capture for investors to tap into the growth in terms of both value and rent growth. So going into that, we now look at the undersupply of property in Sheffield. Now, there's a significant undersupply of new build investment grade properties in the city. So with only about 7,600 new units to meet the housing need of 31,542 units in the last 10 years. So you can see it's a big gap there to match still with only 7,000 plus supply, where the demand requires at about 31,000. And under supply of 14,000 housing units is expected by 2032, meaning 22% shortage of housing requirement at the moment. And if you look at Sheffield as a city, if you visit Sheffield today, you can see a lot of apartments are still the traditional apartments, similar to, I would say, for those who know Manchester about 10 years back. And the Velocity Tower is one of the first few skyscraper that meets the new desired features, full glass structure, good amenities, good location, good common areas as well. So these would be the start of the supply for Sheffield for such apartments. And you can see the demand for these new apartments will definitely much higher, especially during this point of time in the market for Sheffield. And this we're looking at the year-on-year rental growth. And when you look at S1, S2, S3, these are actually the postcode of Sheffield. And Velocity Tower that we are sharing today is located in central Sheffield. That will be an S1 postcode. And S1 postcode is the area that generates the highest rental yield in Sheffield. So we are looking at the 9% annual growth in rent in Sheffield. And for those who has property in Manchester, Manchester is leading. Manchester is growing at about 11% year-on-year rental growth. Sheffield is following right next to it at 9%. So I would say between Manchester and Sheffield, Sheffield is following up closely, but of course the investment amount in Sheffield is much lower, much more affordable, but going at a very good growth for you in this manner. So definitely a good value investment here. And if you look at why Sheffield, in a broad term, why should I invest in Sheffield? Now, the main core reason is really down to the Sheffield City Centre strategic vision. So I've shared briefly earlier on. This is a major master plan that was introduced to improve Sheffield City Centre, especially the central spine. Now, if you look at a map, the areas marked in blue are known as the central spine, and Velocity Tower is located just next to it, which is on number one, if you can see. So this is my cursor here. This would be the central spine of Sheffield, and Velocity Tower is located right here. And just along this stretch will be city center, Sheffield, where you can see all the main shopping district, the mall. You can see Atkinson's, you can see all your commercial area, you can see your city council, and they're all along this area. So a very strategic location. And the essence of the Sheffield City Centre strategic location vision is to improve this spine area to improve the commercial aspect of it. More commercial towers will be coming up to improve the transport of it, to improve the residential aspect of it, to improve and enhance the activities around it. So this is one of the major plans that is causing Sheffield to grow at such a good rate now, being the second fastest growing city in the UK. And of course, looking in more detailed numbers, we've got £470 million invested to redevelop the key section of the central spine, where you will benefit directly because Wesley is located just beside it, and £3.7 billion of economic activity by 2030, a creation of 7,000 new jobs by 2030, and 500,000 square feet of workspace development, and 250,000 square feet of retail and leisure development, and a catalyst to trigger the further developments in neighboring areas. So looking at Velocity Tower, your tenants are both students as well as working professionals with the upcoming new commercial area, with the upcoming workspace development, 500,000. So, it poses a very sustainable investment for you because you do have your current demand for tenants, and you do have your future supply of tenants here, which is why we've identified Sheffield as a very optimum investment for you. So why Sheffield and Velocity Tower? To put into a summary, I would say, um, firstly, rapid expansion of population, 6,000 population growth uh, between 2022 and 2023. And remember, the new workforce we created is about 7,000. So the growth of population is surpassing the jobs to be created. So we can expect more population growth in years to come. And this is also a market-leading rental yield at 6.4% gross rental yield as S1 postcode, so a very high rental yield as you compare to UK national average in other cities. I think more importantly, Sheffield is a very affordable city to look at. So we are looking at starting from £168,000 to £250,000 for an average apartment here. So for this sum, as compared to cities like Manchester or London, you will be requiring a lot more. So this will be a good diversification or also a good starting point for new investors to enter to the UK market. Mass regeneration and government invested in the city centre, which is the central spine. And this is also the UK second fastest growing city. Of course, we are supported by the high retention of student postgraduate 40%, a strong job market with blue chip employers and growing talent pool. And of course, Sheffield, we do have direct train links to Manchester and London, two main core cities. And this is voted the second best city break destination in Europe 2024 through Time Out. And also the future-proof city, UK's greener city, attracting the tenants of tomorrow. So the green aspect is very highly valued in the UK as well. So this would also add value to your future resale opportunities. And home to two major universities under the Russell Group, which is the University of Sheffield and Sheffield Hallam University, where I graduated from. And if we look at the apartment itself, Velocity Tower, now this will be how Velocity Tower looks like, standing at 21-story tall, very beautiful glass structure building, and importantly, is completing very soon next month in end of February. So completion is in 28 February 2024, just 1 month away. Developer Select Group, our qualified partner. This is a refurbished apartment. So this was acquired in 2013 and is going through major refurbishment, both internally and also the cladding. Total units is 169 apartments, 21 floors. Tenure is 999 years leasehold from October 2022. And authority is Sheffield City Council and 12-year structural warranty. And these are refurbished internally and externally to very high standards. Price range starting from £168,000. Expected gross yield about 6% gross rental yield. On market is about 6.4%. And projected capital growth is also very high at 4% per year. So you're looking around about 10% plus in terms of your annual ROI. And service charge is only at £3.42 per square feet per annum, including building insurance, and there's peppercorn, which is zero ground rent. And also apartments, these are fresh designs for modern living. So we have got reception and concierge, resident lounge area, a co-working space, which is very highly desired now too, a game area with pool table, private meeting rooms, vending machines, and latest security FOB system for entry. We've got floor-to-ceiling windows for internal spec, fully integrated kitchen and bathroom, open plan kitchen living area, Bosch appliances. So once you get the key, it is readily tenanted with all the fixtures and fittings. Loose furnitures are not included, but we do have options of furniture packs here. So these are the actual images of Velocity Tower. Some buildings are completed now. So for those who are keen to reach out, I can share some videos with you on the actual apartments internally. And they're all built to very high specification. This will be the floor plan of Velocity Tower. So as you can see, we've got studio, we've got 1 bedroom, we've got a 2 bedroom as well. In terms of the facing wise, they all have very good facing. Some are facing the city center, some are facing the Sheffield University, and some are facing the main road, uh, which is on your left side. And if you look at the layout, they're all very functional as well. Now, let me zoom into more specific recommended apartments later on. But just to touch on the exclusive payment plan, for those who are keen, it will be £5,000 reservations and admin fee. And we've got 20% exchange contracts on exchange of contracts and 80% on completion. Now, do note that given completion is very near, technically the 20% and 80% would be payable at the same time. So I would say for this case, cash buyer would be more preferred because completion is very soon. But if you do need mortgage, we can explore options for that. Time might be a constraint, but do reach out and we can discuss accordingly. So basically, in essence, for Velocity Tower is £5,000 on bookings, and I would say is full balance on exchange of contract, which is 1 month later. Also on key handover time, property completion. And a few hand-picked unit for you to have a look at. For example, if you look at VT3, this is a one bedroom. This is at 490 square feet, south facing, and this is listed at 174 £1,410 for a one bedroom. So very functional layout here. And for example, we're looking at the studio on 15th floor, we're looking at £170,000, and this is 397 square feet. So these are perfect sizes for renting to students or postgraduates or young working professionals. A VT5 two-bedroom, one bath, we're looking at a larger unit at 826 square feet, north facing, and this is only at 272,416. And Velocity Tower, we are at the early phases of selling, though completion is near. So for those who are keen, we do have special offers and discount for you. Now, this would be valid for mid of February to before Chinese New Year. So for those who are keen, do reach out. We can still we offer special discounts until mid of February. All right, that would be the end of the webinar. It will be a sharing of Sheffield Velocity Tower in brief. And if you're keen to find out more to discuss further, I'm always happy to discuss one-to-one based on your investment goals, based on your preferences. I can advise what is suitable to you or what is not as well. This would be a WhatsApp link to our company WhatsApp. So for those who are keen, do reach out, do send us a message, and one of our members will be reaching out to you. I myself will be in contact too for those who have attended today, if you'd like to discuss further. And that'll be the end of it. Now, thank you for your time. If there's any questions, I look forward to discussing further with you. I'll be personally be in Singapore end of February too, from 21st to 24th February. So if you're keen for a one-to-one meetup to have a coffee to discuss further, I'll be very happy to get in touch. Now, have a good evening here, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.